Yo, light up that exotic if you got it. Pour up that expensive so we can get offensive. Next on the docket, we have American Fiction. This film was released in September 8th, 2023. And currently it is 94% on the tomato meter and 95% audience score. So let's go ahead and start the timer. So I'm gonna keep it so real. I was not supposed to see this movie today. I did the dumbest thing I think I've ever done. So a lot of times I go to the movies, and I'm gonna just make this quick because it's about the movie, not me. A lot of times I go to the movies, I'm smoking or whatever, and then I go into the movie. I actually messed up on my Fandango because I was supposed to go see Napoleon, and then I bought the ticket very early. The person I was supposed to go with, they ended up canceling. I didn't want to go by myself, and I ended up missing out on like $15 with canceling that. So usually I try to buy it right before. I was supposed to go see Argyle, and I tried to buy the ticket at 12:28, like an idiot, and the movie's at 12. So the only movie that was playing that I had any interest of seeing was American Fiction at 12:35. And let me tell you, yo, the audience score and the tomato meter is right on the money. It actually should be 100%. The only flaw that I can find in the movie is flaws within the characters in the movie, not anything in the movie, particular. This movie is about Monk, who's a frustrated novelist who's fed up with the establishment that profits from black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, he uses a pen to write an outlandish black book of his own, a book that propels him to the heart of hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain. So yeah, now I'm not sure if this was a true story. Oh, is that okay? So it's based on a book, 2001 novel called Erasure by Percival Everett. And yeah, so we're gonna have to do a little deep dive in that. But yeah, I think the movie was very good. So my man's go back to his hometown. He in LA. He goes back to Boston, I believe. His sister is Tracy Ellis Ross, and they are having a pow with each other. You know how brother and sister do. I'm assuming the sister was the oldest. And while him and his sister, and this is spoiler alert, but while him and his sister are out on a lunch date, his sister like has a stroke or a heart attack or something and dies. You know what I mean? So, and mind you, all of this is going on while she's talking about the mother being sick, having Alzheimer's. So already I'm pretty emotional with this movie because I have an older sister, even though I'm pretty sure she would outlive me because I'm a fucking wreck. And but I do have a mom, obviously, like we all do. And now that I'm in my 30s, for some reason, every time I see people going through stuff with their mom in movies, like it hits me when it didn't hit me as a teenager or even in my 20s. I never even thought about the possibility of my mom passing away. But now that I'm getting older, she's getting older and she's having, some sisters close to her or cousins close to her passing away. It's something that she talks about, and it's something that, is inevitable. And it just makes you think. So I text my mom, like, I love you, Mom, when I'm watching this. But anyways, so in this movie as well, maybe before he goes back to see his family, he goes to this book reading, and this is by an author played by Issa Rae. And the book is called like We's Living. It's like some real stereotypical type of shit. Like, oh, we's gonna be good. You know how like they say like black people don't know how to talk, correctly, pronounce or enunciate properly. It's one of those types of things. And I mean, while I'm watching it, I'm kind of disgusted. I'm feeling like Monk is feeling. You know what I mean? Monk is feeling like, yo, what's up with that type of, coonery, buffoonery, tap dancing for massa type of shit is that? You know what I mean? So uh, not even apparently. So he's going through a dry spell, a writer's block, if you will, because he's an author and he's not able to come up with anything that's selling well for him, right? So I guess one night he gets fed up and he says, I'm going to try to write one of these jigaboo pieces. And he writes a book. I forget the original name, but they end up titling it Fuck. And then he says, I'm going to be anonymous and we're going to see what happens. And all the white people eat this up. And it's like the most coonish, buffoonish shit. You blackface, big red lipstick type of shit. And people like the book, and I think it really pissed him off because in the beginning, one of his books, I think it was called Oranges or something, it was found in the black literature section, and he was pissed off in the library because he was pissed off because he was like, this isn't black literature, I'm just a black author, and that really had him perturbed. So, you know this was like Roman's revenge type shit, and it actually worked to the point where they were offering him 700,000 to to uh to have the book come out on certain publishing, and then when that comes out and it does so well, even the girl that he's sneaking on, which this is hilarious, right? So they add, I don't want to say, I'm thinking the mom's house maybe or the dad's house or something like that, and the lady from across the street is talking to him. Oh, she drops like some oranges, right? And he helps her, and she offers him inside, gets him some tea. They talking, and then her ex-boyfriend comes in, which we don't find out till later, but he comes in, and this guy is clearly some type of cuck. Because if I walk into my girl house, even if it's my ex and it's a bald headed dude there, I'm like, yo, what's up? What's happening? Like, yo, you up in my girl house? What y'all doing? You know what I mean? But that's me. I'm toxic. That's probably why I'm single and I'm 32. You know what I mean? He just says, oh, who's this guy? And she tells him, and he's like, oh, well, is he staying for dinner? He's a cuck. He's on that P. Diddy shit. He's trying to have a freak off. You know what I'm saying? He probably trying to see his girl get donkey fucked, by some big black cock. Who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know, but that's kind of the vibe he was giving off of, or that's kind of the vibe he was giving off. So it's a little weird, but whatever. So she comes back the next day and was like, yo, that's really my ex, and I want to go on a date with you. Let's go on a date. So they go on a date, they start dating. Meanwhile, his mom's is really going through it now with the Alzheimer's, and he puts her in a place like, old people home. And this is like, the movie really gets sad here. Oh, and he has a gay brother, which was hella random, but very inclusive. And, you know, I only why I thought it was kind of funny because in the movie, the brother was like, "Oh, my wife caught me in the bed with another man," and I was like, "Oof, that's a terrible way to get caught, man." You know, I know I'm a scum. I got caught cheating before, but it wasn't like I've never been caught cheating in the bed with like a woman. You know what I mean? That's just tough. Let it being a woman, let alone being a man. It's like, holy, you know what I mean? Like, yo, Pops was getting his fucking his donut smashed in. Like, golly, you know what I mean? So that was a little crazy, but oh damn. But anyways, so we're gonna try to finish this up because that was my 10 minutes was up. But anyways, he he's kind of going through it now because he's paying for the mom's nursing home, and she's kind of pissed off because I don't know, man, dementia, Alzheimer's, all of that stuff. It's just weird. I don't like talking about it. You know what I mean? Because I want to go out like Stan Lee. Stan Lee clearly was in his right mind all the way until he left. Alzheimer's just seemed like the most messed up way to go out. You know what I mean? And I don't wish that on anyone except for my worst enemies. So the only why I brought the lady up because I was wondering how do you guys feel about mourning, right? How are you supposed to mourn, or how are you supposed to deal with people when they are mourning? Because she's dating this man that she knows he just lost his sister and his mom has Alzheimer's. And, it's kind of like, do you kind of give random outbursts a pass? You know what I mean? Because it was this point when she walked in to the nursing home and she was like, which I thought was a disrespectful thing because I felt like if he was white, I don't think she would have said this because he's black. It's like, oh, let me try to make a joke. So she walks into the nursing home and she was like, man, this place is nice. She's like, let me find, she was like, how you got enough money to pay for this? She's like, let me find out. You're not a drug dealer or something on the side or anything. And honestly, I started laughing because this is the type of response I would have. He was like, you're my girlfriend, not my accountant. Okay. Like he didn't say any, he just said, you're my girlfriend, you're not my accountant. Like, don't even be asking me shit like that. And she was like taken aback. So I kind of felt like for her, that was a red flag. For him, that should have been a red flag. Don't be asking about my money, man. But anyways, it was another part where they was kind of going, he was having a bad time. Mom was getting worse. And he dropped his fork. He gets up, and this is in her house, puts it away, and he grabs another one. And he finds out the girl that he's dating is reading his book that he wrote as a spoof. You know what I mean? And he kind of gets irritated because for some reason it's pissing him off that people like this book as opposed to, him just being an artist on as, as opposed to his antithesis, his complete opposite, his polar opposite. You know what I mean? He's saying that this guy is an he's an ex-con, he's wanted, he's a fugitive, like he's just playing it up. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out Jeffrey Wright. He really nailed this role. But they kind of had a back and forth. He said some slick shit. She was like, you know what? I need you to get up out of here. Matter of fact, leave right now. And they never talked again. And when it came time to the literature awards, his book actually won. And he gets up and he walks up to the podium. He accepts, and everyone is like, yo, what's going on? What's the problem? Like, I'm not getting it. Like, and he accepts the award. Now, in the real world, he accepts the award and he walks off stage. But with them trying to make it a TV show, he tries to make the ending romantic, or a movie, he tries to make the ending romantic. They said no. So he said, okay, well, let's have it like, he just went straight on stereotype. So he said, okay, well, let's do it like this. While I'm accepting the award, the police burst in and they say they're going to arrest me because I'm a fugitive. And I say, no, this is just a promotional stunt. This is a PR stunt. And while he's holding the trophy, the police typically say, he's got a gun. Y'all know, come on, we heard it all the time. He's got a gun. They shoot and kill him. The dude who's making the movie says, this is perfect. And the movie literally ends like that. And honestly, standing ovation. I thought it was a great film. And again, like it's just movies like this, man, is the type of thing where you like this was something like you can always tell a real life story like this. And I think the way they ended it, they didn't end it with a Hollywood ending. They ended it like this is all BS, but forget it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. It is what it is, and we're gonna just roll with it like that, okay? So I like the ending. I thought it was a really good film. I will watch it again. I actually hate that I didn't know anything about this movie until recently. My mom put me on this movie because this movie came out in September. I'm actually surprised it's still in theaters right now. Actually, let's see what it made in the box office. Uh, because I'm actually surprised it's still in theaters. I think box office is 12 million according to um Box Office Mojo, and I don't think it had an international release. So I don't know. I guess that's decent. I'm not sure. Very good film. I highly recommend it. I will watch it again. If I just honestly, man, I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10. It was a perfect film. It really wasn't anything wrong with this film. Like I said, I could only find flaws in the characters, not in the story itself that was being told. All right, we're moving on from American Fiction. Go watch that. Go see it, actually.